shareholders this week, which I was supposed to be, but I'm really glad that I'm here with you because I get to teach you guys all things Marbleism today, all things artificial intelligence. And so that is what we are going to talk about today. I am let everybody else back in the room. We've got a great crowd today, so I'm super excited to be here. While we're letting people in the room, if you don't mind, drop in the chat for me, what kind of AI user are you right now? Do you use it every day? Are you a super user? Are you just learning about it? I want to know who I'm talking to and what your experience is so that I don't bore y'all to death talking about things that you don't know what you're talking about. Lauren Garrett, I love you. Chat GPT all day. I know there's some question about Chat GPT and everybody's trying to, get off of it. And there's like a national, what's it called? Campaign to kind of ditch Chat GPT, but I'm basically talking about AI in general, artificial intelligence. What kind of user are you? Um, Moderate user, zero, but want to go. Yep, we got you, girl. I use it, but not a lot. Zero, but I want to go from zero to hero. Felicia, you are gonna love what we're doing today. Which I hadn't even given to you yet because girl, you just weren't ready, but today you're gonna be ready. Um, Thank you guys so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Let's get into it. Let me open my screen and my presentation here. Um, and then I will share my screen with you. That would be helpful too, huh? All right. So you guys know that we wear 5,000 hats running our business, right? We are in charge of the marketing. We're in charge of lead generation. We are in charge of, let me get to my screen share here. Finally got my uh, presentation up. Let me share my screen. Technology. Y'all, I'm 50. You got to cut me some slack. This is the part that I will tell you too, since we are talking about AI. I don't care how old you are. I don't care how experienced you are. What I'm going to teach you today does not require a whole lot of skill. You don't have to learn prompts. You don't have to be an expert in ChatGPT to make this work for you. This is a super simple tool that anybody can do. Promise. Okay. No matter what your skill level is. So y'all know that. Okay. All right. Everybody can see my screen, right? Yes.
Yeah.
I will not be able to look at all the chats that are in there. So I will stop from time to time and check the chat to make sure I'm not missing any questions, and to make sure that not missing anything that needs some attention. But let's get into it. I'll tell you right away. The first thing is that, like, again, you're wearing 50 hats. You are the CEO of your business. You're in charge of, keeping in constant communication with all of your clients, with vendors, title companies, lenders, whatever. You are managing a busy calendar. You are marketing your services, trying to pick up new buyers, sellers, investors, whatever it is specialty that you have. You're also responsible for being a marketing manager, like supposed to know the algorithm and how it works and how often to post and on which platform and what time of day. Is anybody else really frustrated with the thought of having to learn all that? Me, I am. Because guess what? I don't need to know all of that. That's not why I have a license. That's also not what I get paid for. Having a social media presence, for a lot of us, that's not where a lot of our business comes from. We get involved in social media a lot. There are agents that produce business from social media. They produce leads, right? But for most people, that's not where their business comes from. The part of social media is about exposure. It's about promoting yourself. It's about marketing your services. It's about giving people a chance to get to know you before they ever meet you. But the work that we do is not about how well you are on, how great you dance on TikTok. That's not what you have a license for, right? Your license is a license and a credential to print money, right? Once you choose the lane that you want to be in for real estate, your job is to figure out, how do I make money at this, right? And you make money by selling property, real property. You don't get to make money by dancing, shaking your booty on TikTok. Okay. It might be fun. It might get you some attention, but I don't know that it's helping you sell houses. But that's just my personal opinion. What I am here to present to you guys today is a tool that I have been using about 4 months. This tool has completely changed how I operate my entire operations. You guys might know, let me introduce myself because I just started talking as if y'all all know me, and some of you don't. My name is Laura Dahl. I am a realtor for 25 years. I've sold in 4 states. I have owned 2 companies. I run a team in Tennessee and a team in North Carolina. I also run a podcast for women who are starting a revolution and taking back control of their lives. I also am a coach and I coach agents nationally. So you can imagine I got a lot on my plate and I'm running multiple things. Some of you in this room have full-time jobs. You also sell real estate on the side. Maybe you have a side hustle or some other business that you guys are involved in. You are going to love this tool because you're going to be able to use this tool for so many things in your life that are going to free you up to do what you do best, which is sell real estate, right? That is how we make money. So, you are wearing so many hats, and this is just the example we just talked about. Your day starts with 100 plus unread emails. Y'all, if you saw my Gmail right now, there are 12,000 emails in my Gmail. 12,000. Some of you are having panic attacks for me. I can see it on your faces. Lauren just made a face at me. I can see it. But one thing that I want you to understand is that I don't have to worry about those emails every single time. I'm not worried about whether or not I missed one. I'm not worried about which ones require replies because my team is handling it for me. Okay. Your social media hasn't been updated since the last closing, which was 2 weeks ago when you did a just closed thing. Now, some of you are super users on social media, and I follow some of you. So I know you're posting constantly, you're putting out a lot of great content, but I want you to ask yourself, is the time that you're spending creating this content, editing it, making it perfect, and then finally posting it, is that the highest use of your time and your credential? Is it generating income for you? So, one of the things that I want you to understand is you need to be open to the idea of leverage, right? So, most agents cannot afford leverage because when we say leverage, a lot of you think, well, I got to go hire a VA, right? And for some of you, a VA might be a right choice. I have replaced 3 VAs with this tool. So, I want you to think about how much money I saved, and I'm actually accomplishing probably 10 times more than I was with the 3 VAs. Incredible. You have to follow up on open house leads. You're getting sign calls from people who drove by your sign and you're missing those because you're in another appointment. You're the CEO, the marketer, the sales rep, and the transaction coordinator all at once. Everybody feel this? How many hats and how busy we are? Yes? I talk with my hands, so it's going to raise my hand every time I move my hand. Just ignore it, okay? Let's meet your AI powered real estate team. I want you to understand too that this tool can be used for any small business owners, any nonprofits. I am going to give you a strategy with this tool at the end. Lauren, if you would remind me later, don't let me forget this strategy that I have for you for small business owners and for nonprofits where you get to be the hero. So will you remind me at the end to make sure I tell you guys that, okay? How to use this for that where you can be the hero. Sorry, Lauren. So let's meet your team. This product itself is called Marbleism, if you've never heard of it. Don't go Google it right now. Don't go sign up for it now. Stick with me on the presentation. I have a 25% lifetime discount code for you guys that you can use that will save you a lot of money if you're going to end up signing up for it. But what I want you to understand, what I'm teaching you today, whether you use this tool or not, I'm going to give you strategies that you can even use your current Chat GPT or Gamma or Gemini or whatever AI you're using right now. You can take some of these strategies that I'm teaching you today and apply those. You don't have to go sign up for another thing that costs you money. But I will tell you that this has saved me probably about 600 hours in about 4 months, which means the things that I'm accomplishing would have taken me 6 to 8 weeks to build on my own that I've done in record time. It has also made me about $25,000 in 4 months. So y'all hold on to that. Let's talk, let's meet our team. Eva is your AI executive assistant. She replaced one of my virtual assistants just because she manages my emails. She color codes them and categorizes them. She even replies to them in my voice and my tone of voice. So when you onboard her, she's learning what types of emails you send. Who do you send emails to? What kind of language do you use when you write those emails? Okay. She is drafting replies in my voice. So no longer do I have to sit there and write out the whole email. I'm looking at the email, reviewing it for accuracy and any personal touches that I want to put. And then all I have to do is hit send or attach the attachment that I want in the email. For me, this is a game changer. I have the mobile app on my phone. I open up to my workspace. I tell Eva, please send an email to Felicia and remind her about our weekly coaching session and have her fill out her form. She has the link already and send it to her. All I have to do is hit send. Okay. So I want you to imagine I can take my entire workflow for my real estate clients, for my coaching clients, for all my things. I can give those to Eva and tell Eva, hey, we have a buyer that just went under contract. Go ahead and send her the congratulations email. I don't have to be in charge of that. All I have to tell Eva is send the congratulations email and she sends it out for me on my behalf because we've given her all the emails. Okay. She's color coding, organizing, replying in my voice. She even knows what type of language I use. So I write in my emails, thank you so very much. She's learned my language. So her emails sound like me. Okay. Eva also manages my calendar. So she has all of my calendar links. She will follow up with leads that I will give to her and say, hey, let's stay on top of these people. Any of you that are in agent attraction, I give Eva lists of realtors that Stan has found for me. We're going to talk about Stan in a minute, but I give her lists of realtors that Stan has sourced for me, and she will send out a marketing sequence to to these realtors that we have designed and laid out for her. Um, questions on, I'm going to check the chat real quick. And I'm going to go through each one of these. I know it's going to take a little bit. If y'all will bear with me for just a second. Yes, it pays for itself. You have no idea how much money I have saved on this. Chatty. I love that you have a name, Angie, that you call Chat GPT Chatty. I love that. I probably should give mine a name too. Um, Super. Felicia, my wife, I think I told you, my wife said, please don't fall in love with your chat GPT because I talk to it all day, every day. So good. No big questions. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to Sunny. Sunny is my marketing manager. Here's one of the things that I want you to understand about each one of these employees. The reason that I love them is because ChatGPT, I had to learn how to write prompts that get the results I want. You have to be skilled. You have to know how to craft the prompt in a way that gets the return that you want. When most of us started using AI, we didn't really know how it worked and we started giving it basic commands. And then as we started learning, we learned more to say like, give it a role, pretend you're a top-notch marketing director. And we learned how to craft the prompt in a way that got us what we wanted. Well, you don't have to be a specialist in knowing how to craft these things. These are individually highly trained special employees. So Sunny is an expert in marketing. I don't have to teach him how to write the prompt. I don't have to teach him the algorithm. I don't have to teach him what time of day is best to post, how many times a day. Sunny knows that. Sunny is constantly keeping up with the algorithm, so he knows how to get engagement. He knows how to craft things in my voice. He knows which platforms I'm already on, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, X, if you're on that, the Google My Business page. He already works with software that you're already currently using or platforms that you're already using. So Sunny's job, now here's one of the things that I love about it. And this is a lot that has helped me in my coaching is I teach a lot of agents how to find who their target client is and then match their messaging to attract that target client. So one of the beautiful things is this tool can be used to do that for you. So Sunny, if I tell him I serve move up buyers in Middle Tennessee that are between the ages of this and this, income of this and this, these types of jobs, right? And who are maybe they have kids, maybe they're whatever, right? I'm giving him who all of the criteria of my target client and where I live. So I tell him specifically, I specialize in North Nashville or whatever. Sunny then is going to start creating content that speaks to your target client. Sunny will write posts that talk to your target client and tell them about who you serve and what you do and how you do it differently. You're going to give Sunny all that information. When you onboard him, he is going to have access to the posts that you've already made. So he's looking at your feed to get an idea about what your tone is. What do you normally post about? Do you lean more on education or is it entertainment? Is it personal? He is mimicking and matching and learning from you what your style is, but he's also taking the inputs that you give to him and creating content that is going to attract your target client in your area that you serve. Mind blowing. Okay. You can even work with him to create graphics that have your image in it. He can do a cartoon style, a magazine style. You can work with him to refine to get the outputs that you want. One thing I want to say very quickly, and I'll check the chat because I saw somebody typing. One thing that I want to mention is that the onboarding process of this is not long. You will not spend more than 15 to 20 minutes per employee, and some of them only take about 2 minutes. But Sunny and Eva and Penny and maybe Stan are going to take about 15, 20 minutes each. The rest are going to take 2 to 3 minutes to set them up. Okay. This is not a long process. One of the ways that you can, and I have a special gift for you guys that I'm going to drop in the chat, that is a guide for realtors specifically on how to use this tool, how to best onboard them. And I gave it to you for free. So don't lose me now and go look at the guide and start reading and get all excited and then not listen to me because I want you to understand how to use these people, okay? Let me keep your attention. I'm giving it to you now so you can download it before the call ends. Okay. You guys know I used to be a high school teacher. You could tell, right? Don't disappear on me. All right. Sunny, I told you, you're going to onboard him and give him information about who you serve, how you do it, where you serve, and what types of clients you're trying to attract. Okay. And then Sunny's going to create content there. Penny, they call her a blog writer. Okay. But Penny is actually an SEO specialist. So she knows when you onboard her, you're going to tell her the area that you live. She is going to have access to your social media account as well. So she's going to be able to see what kind of stuff you've done. And then she is going to start creating blog articles or articles that you are woven in with keywords that are specific to you, your business, and your area. So now what she's done is she's pumping out content that you can either post on a blog, you can download as a PDF and print and put it in all your folders for your appointments. You can post those as articles on LinkedIn. You can post them under the Google My Business page that are articles that talk about what you do and where you serve on your Google My Business page. You can post those on your social media. You can dump them into Lofty and send them out as e-blasts. There are so many things you can do with Penny's content that is all going to be specifically relative to you, your business, and your area. And then the other part about SEO is the point of SEO is that that's how you get found. That's the point of this, right? Why are you on social media? Just to be a speaker? Just to entertain people? To educate people? Or is it to build your business? If I did not use it for business, I wouldn't be on social media at all. It's the death trap, right? It's where we all go to compare ourselves to others, hate ourselves, wish that our lives were different. And it's a place where we go to, consume a bunch of garbage. So if I didn't use it for business, I wouldn't be on it. But because I need it to build my business, I want to use it strategically. So Penny can put out all kinds of content that is laden with keywords that are specific for you to be found. Okay? Questions about Eva, Sunny, or Penny? And I'm going to check the chat real quick. We're still letting people in, y'all. This is crazy. Where's the chat? Oh, look what I did. All right. Guilty. All right. There's nothing really there. Thank you. Sorry. I always just get so panicked that y'all are asking me questions and I'm just talking and talking and talking. So forgive me. All right. Let's talk about Stan. Stan is he's your inside salesperson, right? You're going to teach Stan who you're looking for. What kind of leads are you wanting? So for your subscription price, you get 300 leads a month for the price that you pay for the subscription. Now you can pay extra to get more leads, but Stan's responsibility is to scour LinkedIn and other national databases to produce leads for you. If you are in agent attraction, he's going to find real estate agents and realtors all over the country to help you build your organization. If you are looking for buyers or sellers or investors, you're going to have to be real specific with Stan about criteria that he can use to help find those people on LinkedIn or in national databases. Okay. Because obviously, if you're looking for buyers or sellers, that's a little bit more specific criteria, and you've got to go a little deeper in order for Stan to find the leads that are going to be worthwhile to you. But one thing that I love, and I will show you guys my portal in a minute so you can see exactly how Stan operates, but he does track all of your leads. He does engage with the leads. So he will ask people to connect with you on LinkedIn. He will send messages to them. And then he will actually run a sequence. A sequence is like a workflow. So, like if you are using Lofty for workflows, a sequence is going to pretty much be the same thing, except for you're going to be able to set up when somebody accepts my LinkedIn invitation to connect, we're going to immediately hit them with a message that says what I do, what you want to know about me, and maybe invites them to an event. Maybe it downloads, it gives them a free resource, whatever that is. The sky's the limit on the workflow that you create in the sequence, but Stan will run one sequence at a time. Okay, so if you are trying to find buyers, let Stan run that sequence. Then you will stop that sequence and do a different one for sellers, or I can teach you a workaround. But my point is that Stan will generate leads for you up to 300 a month. And then you can use Eva and Sunny or Penny, a whole team of people to cultivate these leads, to work on these leads in the background so that they are working for you while you're out doing other things, while you're at appointments. Okay. Rachel. Rachel is the receptionist. And Rachel, you do get assigned a phone number for each workspace that you have. Now, I told you I have multiple businesses, so I have multiple workspaces. You get as many unlimited workspaces as you want for the same one price. They don't charge you per workspace. So I have 5 Evas, 5 Sunnies, 5 Pennies, all working independently because the audience is different for each one of my businesses. I have pages on Facebook and Instagram that are specific to those businesses. So Sunny is creating content for my agent attraction. He's creating content for my real estate business. He's creating content for my coaching business. Do you see how I have those segmented? So Rachel has her own phone number for each workplace. And now in the MLS for my teams in Tennessee and in North Carolina, Rachel has a list of all of our listings. The number on our MLS is the number for Rachel. So agents who are calling on our properties or individual buyers or sellers are calling, they're calling Rachel. Rachel gets trained on how to answer our phone. She knows who the listing belongs to and then forwards the call to the agent that is specific for that, right? We also can train Rachel to answer the phone for VIPs. So let's say I just picked up a brand new buyer client in Western North Carolina named Jessica and Philip. I will train Rachel, Jessica, and give Eva. Eva and Rachel get their phone number and their email address, and they are told that we just onboarded a new client today. So Rachel now knows that if Philip or Eva called, they know where to direct that call. Immediately give that to Laura. She greets them by name. She asks them how their weekend was and how was dinner at the Lobster Trap. Whatever information I give them, she is going to have that. And then you are training her how to answer the phone and how to deal with specific callers. Okay. So imagine if you were hosting an event and people called a phone number, you could answer frequently asked questions through Rachel. You can give her the information and she can answer questions about the event. She can answer questions about anything you train her to do. Okay. People will ask me, well, does it sound robotic? No, you're going to call the number yourself. You're going to hear her voice and you're going to see that she actually sounds like a real human. And you're also telling her what kind of things do you want her to hang up for? So like if it's, here's the beautiful thing that I'm going to skip right to the best part of Rachel. How many times a day does your phone ring where is someone trying to sell you something or it's a spam call? 1,000? 1,500? 500? We don't even answer our phones anymore because half the time it's spam or someone trying to sell us something. Rachel can be your gatekeeper. Rachel can handle all of that and say, hey, somebody called and tried to sell you dot, dot, dot. She will tell you via an email or she'll also respond in the chat. Hey, Philip called yesterday or Philip called me today at 2:42 and this is what he asked. I gave him the link to your calendar or I connected the phone call to you or asked him to call you after 3 o'clock when you're available. You can train her to do whatever you want her to do, right? The other thing is the last one is Linda. Linda is basically your legal resource. Linda is the least used person on my team for all of my 5 businesses, but she's also done some heavy lifting for me that saved me thousands of dollars in legal work. Okay. So what I've done with Linda is I've dropped in HOA documents. I've dropped in team agreements. I've dropped in amendments or addendums, especially those repair amendments. Y'all in Tennessee, y'all know y'all are buck wild in Tennessee. Y'all write whatever y'all want. You don't even know how to write them. I get repair amendments, and the example is fix the rotten wood around the window. That's how I've seen them. Well, that's very ambiguous, right? If that's what it says, you're not identifying what is to be fixed, how it's to be fixed, who's responsible for it, and what evidence do you need to show that it's been fixed. Those are the 4 things you need on a repair amendment for every item that you do, right? And so what I've done is I've given repair amendments that are poorly written or contracts that are poorly written or addendums and given them to Linda. And Linda's job is to find red flags. That protects my liability, protects my client's liability. It helps us reword things in a language that is not ambiguous or confusing, right? She has also written, if you are a content creator or you are a person who has skills that you do, like let's say you're a stager or you're a photographer or something like that, Linda can write your agreements, your contracts that you use with your clients to protect you. Let's say that your client wants to buy furniture. Do not put that on the purchase and sale agreement for real property. We are not responsible for selling couches and curio cabinets. We sell property, right? So maybe Linda can create a bill of sale that has the TV, the grill, the pool equipment, and that kind of stuff on it that's not part of the real property, right? But Linda will be able to check over things, give you suggestions for improvement, and then you can have her review those. These next few slides are just examples of kind of the powerhouse that they are. Eva will filter out the noise of your emails. She'll flag urgent emails. She'll categorize them, especially if they're new leads that come in. She has access to your inbox. So when she sees a lead come in, you can train her to immediately respond to that lead with an email if you want. You can have Rachel be prepared to answer those incoming lead calls. She also drafts replies in your voice, like I talked about. Oh, let me go back for a second because I use Eva a lot on listings. So I have a listing in the mountains. The address is 447 Hidden Lake Parkway in Nebo, North Carolina. I'm just saying it so in case any of you want to look it up. It is this gorgeous mountain chalet, like a mountain home log cabin in a gated community. My point is every time I have a showing request, I tell Eva, she sees the showing request come in from showing time because I get notified. Eva immediately sends a reply to that. Well, she doesn't send it, she drafts it. She drafts a reply to the agent or an email to the agent that says, here's the gate code in case you missed it. Please don't forget to take your clients by the community pool, clubhouse, the community dock, and the kayak and canoe storage. And here attached is our guide to living in Nebo that we would love for you to share with your clients. I do not have to do anything in that whole sequence that I just walked you through except for hit send. I didn't have to type the email. All I had to do was attach the guide, attach the Living in Nebo guide. The rest of the information Eva has. And so she saw the request come in and immediately replies to that. Y'all, that would have taken me 20 minutes for each showing request I got. I don't have to do any of that. Okay. So I just want to give you kind of like, listen to the power that Eva has in your business. Felicia, go ahead.
I just wanted, in Robert's absence, I want to let you know there's 3 questions in the chat.
Thank you, love. I appreciate that so much.
You're welcome.
All right. Does Linda miss something? Okay, like all artificial intelligence, you are responsible for checking things for accuracy, okay? You cannot possibly be relieved of 100% liability. We're responsible for knowing what these things say and what it does, right? If we have artificial intelligence write these things, we have a responsibility to review them and make sure that they're accurate. That does not go away. The tool is to leverage your time, and your time needs to be to check for accuracy. You are moving from the operator to the CEO. The CEO doesn't write the briefs. The CEO reviews them and sends them. So you need to have a mindset shift of what is my role in this business? My role in this business is the CEO, and I have a whole team of people doing the work that gets me where I need to go, but I have to give them instructions and I have to give them direction. But you're no longer the cog in the wheel and the operator. You are the boss lady, the boss man. You are the one responsible for leveraging this team and giving this team their assignments. Okay? Does it miss something? Maybe. But what it does, what it's taken off of my plate, I've not caught a lot of errors that none on Linda's part. The rest of this team has made some minor mistakes, but they're learning along the way. And I can correct anything they do because I get to approve any post and I get to approve any email before it goes out. Nothing is being done automatically unless you set it up to do it that way. Okay. Um, Jeannie said, did I miss this? It is, you can choose monthly, quarterly, or annually for a subscription, and there is tech support that is provided by the company, not me. So all of that is in place. I'm also going to show you how it's constantly being improved in just a second when I show you my portal. These are great questions. Uh, can this write contracts and listing agreements? Obviously, you're going to use your state approved forms for a lot of those things. But let's say I want to write an amendment or an addendum, they can craft the language that you're going to want to use, and you can copy and paste that into your form filler outer. Okay. Cheryl, I'm going to give you the link to all of this in just 1 minute. If you'll stick with me a few more minutes. If I give it to you now, I will lose everybody and everybody will go to sign up and no one will listen to me anymore. So I'm going to be the gatekeeper for just a minute. Okay. Um, all right, 11 o'clock. Sonny has already checked in with me in the morning. You're going to tell him what time to start checking in with you. He's going to check in with you, and every day he gives me 5 topics that are relative to my business and my market area and asks me which one do I want to go with today. Sometimes I will choose all 5 and tell him to schedule those out. So he's already scheduled all the content out for the week. One of my suggestions with Sonny for you all, I want you to remember I love technology and I love tools, okay? But one thing I need to remind you is that real estate is still hyper personal. People are relying on you to be the consultant and to be the guide and someone in this process that they trust. You cannot remove the personal touch that is you. And so my advice is leverage Sunny to do a lot of your content, but don't forget to sprinkle in some of the personal stuff. Your people still want to know where you ate dinner Saturday night and what's your favorite coffee shop and pizza place. Okay? They want to know what you did on Saturday with your kids. You still need to sprinkle in the personal stuff because remember, that's what social media is about, right? Also, I want you to think about your audience. No one likes to be sold to. We hate it, right? Everyone hates it. And if all of your content is sales, 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 what is your audience going to do? They're going to shut down. They're going to stop listening to you. They're going to stop engaging with you. So make sure that you are guiding Sonny to pump out business related content, but he also needs to know you personally so that he's pumping out personal stuff. Okay. Or you need to sprinkle in personal stuff. I just don't want you to miss that part. Okay. We talked about Penny writing blog articles too. So she's basically your publicist, if you think about it, and creating content in the background that then you can use in 5 or 6 different ways. Stan is gonna, let's say you did an open house and you had a sign-in sheet. You had a database that you wanted to pull from. If you wanted to, I'll give you one example here. This is a golden nugget. Let's say that I want to focus on turning renters into homeowners. Okay. I could go into my MLS and I could pull a list of sold or closed rentals that closed 9 months ago. Okay, everybody with me there? So 9 months ago, rentals that closed means that their lease is getting ready to come back up for renewal, typically if it's a year lease. So then I can take that list of addresses and that CSV file, that search that I did from the MLS, and I can give that to Stan. Stan and Eva can track down phone numbers. They may be able to track down email addresses. And now I can follow up with the homeowner if they want to sell it instead of renting it again. Or I could send a letter to the address of the rental property and ask the tenant, are they thinking of buying? I could go knock on the door. I could drop off a pop by. 1,000 things I can do. But my point is, you can feed lists of leads to Stan himself, or he can find leads for you. But you can also give him leads that you want to follow up with. So I did an open house. I had a sign-in sheet. I can give that whole information, all that data to Stan, and Stan can start following up from the open house. Everybody with me there? Oh, also Stan has your calendar too. So he can also say, hey, do you want me to book calls? Like, do you want me to put them on the calendar? Do you want me to send them your calendar link so that you can do a consultation with them, right? Or just talk about the process or what they thought about the house. We talked about Rachel again. If you're out driving around and a yard sign comes in, I love the fact that Rachel can take it and she can give basic information about the property, and then she can tell you, offer to forward the call to you later. She can pick up, she can forward it to a different team member. She could give your calendar and book a showing for you. I was on a flight to Detroit and we got two calls while I was on that flight on a listing, and Rachel actually booked showing appointments with the person that was behind and didn't go on the trip, and that person showed the house. But we would have missed those two calls on an airline, on a flight. And Rachel took care of that for us. We talked about Linda and the legal assistant. All your documents are saved in one place. You don't have to be an expert in prompting. It learns from you constantly as you're using the system. The changes that you make, the edits in your emails, they're learning everything that you give is input and it's learning your style. And it does integrate with the tools that you're already using, whether that's Gmail or Outlook, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, blah, 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 blah. Okay. There's some testimony. And here's what y'all asked me for. I'm going to show you the portal or the platform in just a second so you could actually see how it's set up. There is a QR code on the screen. Feel free to take a picture of it. I will also drop the link if you want. For those of you that don't have the QR code, I will drop the link. And I'm sure that the impact group will actually get this to you in their newsletter on Friday as well. But you can save 25% off for your entire lifetime of this subscription by using that VIP code Laura VIP. So I'll get you guys the link in a minute. And I'm going to leave this up here for just another second so you guys can take pictures of the QR code if you need it. And we will get you the link if this is something you're just going to look at later. Okay. All right. Are we ready to look at the platform? Are there any questions in the chat that I need to address? Let me check there. Let's go. All right. I'm about to show y'all my world. So good luck. It's a glimpse in the life of Laura, which is sometimes a little scary. All right, let me check this chat real quick. Thank you, Lauren. I appreciate it. I'm going to go ahead and let me go ahead and say what I was going to say now because I will forget. Y'all have no idea how amazing this is. I've been so jazzed about this tool that I'm just trying to get it in as many people's hands as possible that are in our industry and small business owners and nonprofits. So Lauren, thank you for the reminder. This is what I was getting at. You guys have a responsibility as a community connector. You're supposed to be 5 Mile famous, right? You're supposed to be the person that has like you're supposed to be on the up and up and the know about what's happening around you. And then you're also supposed to support your other small business owners that are going to refer business to you. This is an opportunity for you to take this tool to your Chamber of Commerce rosters, anybody that you're in a BNI group with or networking group or something like that. Imagine if you were to say, hey, I want to introduce you to something that I've been using in my business that I think would really help you too. Think of your nonprofits that can't afford a marketing manager. I used to have to pay $64,000 a year from my marketing manager when I owned my company. That's a lot of money that Sunny does for free for me. So imagine a nonprofit that really is trying to compete or trying to get their message out about what they do. They can have this for like $30 a month, y'all, and how much that would help them. Small business owners, plumbers, electricians, fencing companies, anybody who owns a small business, this tool can take the heavy lifting of operations, marketing, and lead generation off of their plate. And you can position yourself as a hero to anybody in your database that you know is a small business owner. So, how I would leverage this as a realtor, I would go through my database, and let's say I have a friend or a client that's a cookie baker, a cookie maker, that she would love this thing because that's one less thing that she wants to focus on the bakery. She wants to bake cookies. And this is one tool that I can introduce her and say, I've been using this in my business. I know you're a small business owner. I think this could help you streamline your operations, get your business in front of more people, and generate leads for you to make more money. Then you position yourself as a hero. Those people are going to remember that you've teed them up for that. They're going to think of you. They're going to send you business as well. You're going to ask for business. All right. Thank you for reminding me, Lauren. I wanted to make sure I said that. Thank you. All right, let's go through what this looks like. The portal itself, the platform itself, I'm going to make this smaller so that this is out of my way. This is one of my workspaces. I told you you can have as many workspaces as you want. I've got one for my coaching business, one for my podcast, one for my North Carolina team. I have one for agent attraction. And then I have one for my Tennessee team. So you can see all of my stuff is organized by workspace. They all are attached to various pages, groups, or not groups, but pages and feeds or accounts that I have set up under each one of those social media platforms. So in my coaching business, like I said, there's a chat feature that's down here at the bottom that looks very similar to your regular chat GPT or whatever. You're going to feed it a chat message. The guidelines are the things that it's learning. Okay. When I click on guidelines, it's going to show me all the things that Eva has learned about me and my clients. She knows who my current coaching clients are. She knows what kind of tone I use. She knows what the welcome email looks like for recruits. She's constantly learning, and you can always add things to these guidelines as it's learning. Okay. Sonny, let me show you his platform or his the way he works. He's going to hit me with these. See here, he's like, which of these hooks grabs you for your next post? This is my coaching workspace. So a lot of the content that he is creating is specific to content that would be relative to real estate agents specifically or helping them grow their business. I am running an agent performance lab that's a 6-month little coaching program with high accountability. And so a lot of the content that this workspace is working on and that this team has done in the last 6 or 7 days has all been pumping out this performance lab. So a lot of the hook that is some content that I gave to him from a Facebook post that I saw, and he created this entire carousel and wrote the post that has a coach has the information that I would tell somebody if they were wanting to know, well, who am I supposed to call? And so that's the kind of content that he can create based on your ideas. He can schedule it all out. He has guidelines too of things that he's learned about your business. Penny, the same thing. She'll hit me every day with 5 blog post ideas that she has. I will choose usually 1 or 2 of them. She also will poke you. If you don't reply to her, you'll see where I didn't respond to her. She said, just checking in. Do you not like any of these? Do you want me to come up with a new batch? I can switch up the style. Like, what do you need, girl, is what she's telling me. Like, hey, don't ignore me. Same thing. You can see the blog posts that she has written. They are all up here for me to choose from. So even though she did it, they don't go away. I can repurpose this content over and over and over again. Remember, I told you you can schedule them in advance, so she can create a whole month's worth of content scheduled out. This is something I can just set it and forget it and don't have to think about. I can also give her, for example, I gave her my listing that I told you about in North Carolina. Hey, Penny, let's write a blog featuring this neighborhood living in Nebo. I gave her my living in Nebo guide, so she has information about businesses that are there, what the lifestyle is like living there. And then she went and created a blog for that. That's under my real estate tab, but which I can show to you. But I just wanted you to know kind of how I used her, not just for generic content, but we actually used her for promoting a specific listing. So she went and talked about the price being reduced. She has pictures of the actual listing itself. And then we downloaded this as a PDF. When I hit publish, it'll either go to a blog that I have, or I can download it as a PDF. I can copy and paste it into my social media, whatever I can do. Same thing. She has a chat, she has blog posts, she has guidelines. And I can just toggle back and forth between the different workspaces that I have. One of the things that I want you to know, I talked about constant improvement. Okay. Remember, this is technology that is moving at the speed of light. By the time you learn it, it's already outdated, right? We're just playing catch up. And one of the things that I will say about utilizing artificial intelligence, I don't claim to be an expert. I'm dangerous enough to get by and to teach you how to leverage it, but I am also, I'm not an expert. And one of the things that I will say is that this is constantly evolving. Because there are so many users on this platform of all different business types, what I love is you can always come down here where it says request features, and you could say, hey, I wish that there was like a CFO, a money guy that I could dump in all of my receipts, my statements from my credit card company, and he produces a monthly P&L for me. That is something that we have suggested, and like 300 people have come and said, yes, we want this too. You will see that the staff at this company will come in and tell you if it's planned or under review, but you can come in and vote for features if you think that you would like to see some changes made, right? So is there a plan for a CPA, bookkeeper, financial advisor? 358 people have said that we want that, and now it's under review. So they're constantly making additions and changes to this as more people get on the platform and start saying what they need to do. Cynthia asked, is there a breakdown of all of this? I'm totally lost. Yes. First of all, for anybody who came in late, you're going to want to download this guide that I dropped in the chat. I am happy to do a discovery call with anybody who ends up getting on this platform. If you want to do a one-on-one call with me where I can tell you exactly how to leverage the staff for your specific business, for your specific area or anything like that, I'm going to drop my calendar link in the chat for you as well. And you guys can pop on my calendar anytime that I have an open spot. I will walk you through as a courtesy, just because I want to help you. I will walk you through how to leverage this team and how to set them up and onboard them so that you get the better output that you want. I'm going to answer a couple more questions on here. You do not pay extra for every chat, every text, or every email. You do not pay extra. This is one of the things I love about this platform too. You pay one fee for your subscription and you get 300 leads a month. If you want more leads, you can pay extra, but they do not nickel and dime you within the platform for lots of add-ons. The only thing extra that they're trying to charge you for is the additional bandwidth to generate the leads, to produce more leads. Faith said, I have it, but I have a hard time getting it tailored to me and getting it set up right. Faith, jump on my calendar with that calendar link and I will walk you through. Let's get your people set up better. Okay. And let's get better outputs with good instructions, and that will help you a lot. How secure is your info on this platform, especially if you start having to do CFO stuff? So that is a question that they asked. One of the things that I love about this too is that Marbleism itself, the company, they do have monthly marketing meetings where they're teaching you how to best leverage their staff, the tool, and they also have like discussions where people are saying, hey, we want this. What does it do? Hold on, Daniel, I'll get to that question in just a second. But they are constantly improving and taking feedback from us. I cannot talk about security enough. One of the people yesterday I did this, or 2 days ago, I did the same presentation and somebody asked about the security of the data and the information. Here's what I'm going to say about this is that there's not personal information that I'm sharing of my clients in this system. So I'm not compromising the confidentiality of my clients' information. Basically, it's their phone numbers and their email addresses or addresses, which is practically all public information. Everything is found on a national database that when Stan is finding leads, most of that stuff is all national databases that are open to be found by just about anybody. The other part is that AI is not going away, y'all. It's really not going away. If ChatGPT goes away, there'll be another disruptor because AI is built into everything we do. Everything. I mean, look at every tool that you're using online. There probably is a lot of, um, there probably is some AI built into it. Even all of your apps that you're using have some AI built into it. So it's not going away. You, as realtors, need to decide what is my role with it? How do I use it in my business, or do I use it? And for me as a coach, it's about leverage and freeing me up to do what I do best. What I do best is not sitting behind a computer for 4 to 6 hours a day working on the infrastructure or operations of my business. What I do best is getting in front of a buyer or a seller or an agent because that's how I make money. Y'all need to get up from behind these computers and go talk to people. And if this will help you run your business in the background so that you can go talk to people, then you've got to decide, how do I want to leverage that? Some of you will go all in. And some of you will adopt right away. There's two types of agents. There's either the early adopters that implement immediately and get on the horse as fast as it's running, and then there are those that will circle back in 90 days. And the first group, what they're going to be able to accomplish in those 90 days are going to outrun most of you if you don't get on board. Okay? You do have the playbook. Even as a brand new agent, you can use this to get yourself started. I coached an agent who is moving from somewhere, I forget where he's moving from, somewhere in Alabama, but he's moving to Orange Beach. So he's going to set up in a whole new market. I have done that 4 times. I've moved my business to 4 different states. This tool would allow you to create content in the market that you're going to if you had nothing, no sphere. You'd never been there a day in your life. You knew no one. You could start branding yourself and marketing yourself in that area in the background while you're getting set up. You can use this for insurance, for lenders, any small business that has operations, lead generation, or marketing. That's every business. So that's why I said you could be the hero to put this in the hands of people that you think can help. This is not what we're skilled at. This is not what we get paid for. This is just another hat that we have to wear, the marketing hat, the emails, the lead generation, the operations. This is all stuff that you don't need a license to do, but you can leverage this tool to be able to get it done for you. I wanted to show you one thing that I did not show you real quick, real fast. I'm so sorry. Let me get back to my, it does, I don't need to show it to you, but at the bottom of the screen, in the bottom left corner, some of you may have seen that it'll say hours saved. Today is what, March 4th? It's the 4th of the month. And on one of my platforms, it's already saved me 50 hours. It's the 4th day of the month. 50 hours. Mind blowing. Okay. Let me give you guys the link that you guys might need for some of you that did not get the QR code. Let me get that for you. And can I answer any questions, or anybody that wants to unmute themselves and ask me any questions that I can answer right now? I've given you a calendar link to be able to get on my schedule, so that I can help you figure out how to onboard. I can help you give them better inputs. I've given you a discount code to save 25%. I've given you a guide that I worked on for a month probably to help you leverage this tool specifically for real estate agents. So I've given you everything I think that you need to be successful and to implement this. And I've tried to answer all your questions. All right, Janae, I think,
Yeah.
or Jeannie, I'm sorry.
Yes,
Jeannie,
it's Jeannie.
hit me
Thank
up. I'm
you.
so sorry.
Yeah, no problem. So do you go to the Marbleism website? Oh, I see you just put it in the link. So
Yep.
it's
So that's
yours
okay. There's a
specifically
link
to
in the
answer my
chat down there at the
question?
bottom that you can
Okay,
totally
good.
click on. If it asks you for, I will tell you the way it works is it will give you a pop-up that says Laura Dahl has gifted you 25%, right?
Mhm.
If you don't go through with signing up on that first time and you come back and later, sometimes that pop-up disappears and you don't get the discount. That's why you need the Laura VIP code to apply that discount. So just know that if you go away from it, sometimes if you come back, the pop-up doesn't show up and you might need that discount code. So click the link instead if you would, or use the QR code that was on the screen and that should help you. Or you may need the code Laura VIP in order to get your 25% off.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else have any questions? Are you guys, is your mind blown? Are you guys like, is this just another tool that you won't use? Because I don't think so, but I'm just trying to get some feedback from y'all about what you think.
I have
I'm
a
signing up
question.
right now.
I love it.
How long does it take to set it all up once you
yeah.
get started?
Great question. So each individual person, each staff person takes no more than 15 or 20 minutes. 3 of them will probably take 15 or 20 minutes. The other 2 may take 2 to 4 minutes total. Now, once you get them up, then you're going to spend about an hour giving it input. And that's why I gave you the guide, because I'm trying to help prepare you for what kind of information do you need to know about your business to set these up, right? What kind of information does Stan need to know about your leads or the service area or what makes you unique and special? These are all things that you're going to feed it so that it's creating the right output that you want it to create and it's managing your business the way you want it to. Okay. So it does not take long. It's maybe total an hour. What's going to take you a long time is if when you go to set this up and you realize, I don't have an Instagram page or I don't have a blog or I don't have this. Like that may take you time to go back and create some of these things. But if you go through the guide that I've given you, you're going to be prepared by the time you go to onboard. You're going to have all the information that these employees are going to want to use. This is the other part I want to make sure I say right before we hang up is that you are the CEO and this is your executive staff. So this is the mindset that I need you to have is these people work for me. I have hired them to help me run my business. It is only going to do the work that you give them to do. Yes, every day Penny and Sunny are going to ask you for which topics you want to do. But if you only rely on those 2 features, you are way missing the mark. Because you are going to instruct these people to take the stuff off of your plate that you would have given to a virtual assistant. You're going to take the stuff off of your plate that you would have sat and done yourself, drafting the emails. Every day when I have an email, I don't go to my Gmail. I download the Marbleism app on my phone. I open up Eva and I say, can you, with the microphone, hey, Eva, can you draft an email to Felicia asking her to reschedule our appointment tomorrow or asking her to fill out her form or whatever that is. I don't go to Gmail. I go to Eva. And now all I do is go in my outbox and the email's already there and all I hit is send. Okay, you are going to have to use and retrain your brain once you get in this and you get it set up. You're going to have to just change your habits of what takes your time. What are you spending your time doing? I no longer have to spend my time creating content. I no longer have to spend my time following up on things that slip through the cracks. Eva is handling that for me. I no longer have to say, here's a link to my calendar if you want a strategy session. Eva has it. She sends the email out. I'm also working on relationships over time because I've built workflows within it. I've taught Stan how to respond to leads and which types of leads and how he responds to the different types of leads that I have. It's all an engine working in the background so that I can show up and do what I do best. Does everybody understand why I'm trying to make that distinction? This is not just a chat GPT that you ask it questions. You're going to give your staff orders. If you were in a physical office running a real estate company, which you have, right? You guys do work for a company, but your business, let's say it's your company. If you were in an office, envision that these 6 staff members are in your office and you have to give them tasks to do. That's where you change from an operator to a CEO. You are now responsible for these staff people that you are going to give them direction of the things that you don't want to do, the things that you shouldn't be doing, the things that are not in a direct relation to a paycheck. Everybody with me? All right. Was this helpful today? Thanks for being here. I'm so grateful for all of you for showing up today. Again, you have the link to sign up. You have the link for my guide that is specifically written for realtors and how to best leverage it. And you also have a discount code. And I've tried to go through and tell you about each employee and the strategy that they can use. There is so much that you can do with this tool. Follow me guys on social media. I'm constantly going to be putting out more and more things that I learned that it does, and more things that I have applied in my own businesses that I think that you guys can learn from as well. Okay? Anybody else before I let you guys go? Anybody got a hand raised or a comment, anything in the chat I need to deal with? No, you guys are beautiful. Thank you guys so much for being here. I really hope this helps. And again, even if you don't sign up for this, I want you to think about what kind of things can I take off of my plate that are not for me to do? How can I leverage and use technology to free me up to do what I do best, which is sales, to get in front of people, right? Y'all stop playing around with these $20 and $30 sales and go sell something that's got commas. Okay? Get out from behind your computer and go talk to people. Go find people to talk to. Okay? Go out and make it a great day. Thanks so much for being here. I really appreciate you all. And you guys will see if you missed this call for whatever reason, you're watching on the replay, it's all going to be in the newsletter that comes out on Fridays with the Agent Impact Group or the Agent Alliance. Okay? Y'all have a good day. Talk to you soon. Bye.